Hello, my name is Patricia Calixte, also known as Patty Pass Toastmasters Journey. Let me ask you this. Is there something, anything that is disturbing you in your life right now? Perhaps you've been living with it for a while and accepting it, but you just don't think you can put up with it for much longer. Maybe you don't like the state of your financial situation. Maybe it's a bad habit or an addiction that you're trying to shake off. If that's the case, you're at the right place. Welcome to my first video of my 5-part series called Are You Tired of Being Tired? Today, I'll be sharing the first step that helped me and that I hope can help you if you are interested in changing your circumstances. If you're in a rush, please look at the description below. There's some timestamps that will take you wherever you want to go. And if it's not already done, click on subscribe and notify so that you can be notified. You'll know whenever I'll be posting my next video. All right, let's get started. We lead such hectic lives. We just don't stop, ever. From the moment that our alarm goes off in the morning until our head hits the pillow at night. And when we do have time to stop running around, we're so wiped out by our day that all we have the energy to do by then is just start binge watching Netflix or scrolling on social media just to relax our brains. The day's not over. We have to go to bed and do it all over again the next day. I don't know about you. Maybe you're in a more elevated place than I was, but that was my life for decades. It was a life that felt extremely void, unfulfilling, and lacked purpose. I never allowed myself to just stay still in silence and allow myself to just stop and feel and reflect. Which brings me to my next point. I'm going to share a little story about silence with you. When I first started my healing journey, I was so overstimulated by life that I got to a point where I just said, that's it. That's it. I'm fed up with the attack on my inner peace. Instead of numbing the pain with my usual unhealthy methods, I tried all kinds of solutions. I don't think there's anything I didn't try. I'll spare you the list because it's quite an exhaustive one. But one of the things that I did was go on a 3-day silent retreat. I was not allowed to have my phone. In fact, it was taken away from me at the front door. I was not allowed to read or journal, and I was not able to speak except for very specific moments in the day. So I was just left with my thoughts from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. for 3 days without being able to act like a normal human while I was amongst 17 other people that were going through the process with me. Let me illustrate a concept for you. Picture an onion. Now picture yourself as an onion. If I ask you, who are you? Yes, you. Normally, you'll start listing things like, I'm a spouse, I'm a parent, I'm so-and-so's child, I graduated from this school, I work for this company, or I'm a business owner, I drive such a car, I live in this neighborhood, I'm from this country, I'm a ... You fill in the blank. When you remove all these layers that you define yourself as, what's left? Exactly. If you know, bravo to you. If you don't know, then you understand how I felt. I felt empty, completely lost, and it took me a full other day of this process to finally connect to the core of myself. Patty Pat was buried so deep inside in my attempt to protect her that I never even knew she was there in the first place. It was a very intense but structured process that aimed at helping us peel off all the layers that were formed by our ego to finally connect with our deepest self. I remember when I told my mom or my family that I was going to this retreat, they all thought I was on crack, crack cocaine. Even my friends were asking me, is it a sect, Patricia? Are you going to be okay? Should I be worried about you? To which I responded, no, it's not a sect. It has nothing to do with religion. I'm just doing some inner work and trying to shut down the noise. Just want to get away. I'm not telling you this to put yourself through that. Absolutely not. Unless it's something that you need. I just want to share how uncomfortable it was to just be in complete silence and present, because I had no other place to be than inside myself. Where else was I going to go? There's a lot more to this process, but what I'm trying to get at is that when you're able to create that silence in your head, when you can shut down the noise and connect with your feelings, you can no longer ignore the obvious. The unhealthy relationships you may be in, the verbal, psychological, physical abuse you may be subject to, bad habits you know you have to change, addictions you may have, the job that makes you miserable. Everything becomes crystal clear. Which brings me to my final point. The thing is, most of the time, we don't want to go in that space. It's so much easier to live in denial than to face our issues, misery, or trauma. Even for a minute, it can be unbearable. My question to you is, what is your awareness of your need to change something? I have found that it's only when we're aware that a problem exists that a change can begin to be implemented. A common example, an alcoholic will never stop being an alcoholic until they recognize that they have a drinking problem, correct? The same can be applied to any addiction or habit. I'll share another story about awareness. My maternal grandfather, Basibert, 96 years old and counting. He lives on his own and he's very much the captain of his ship. He's running that house, let me tell you. Whenever we bring him food and we bring it to him, his response is always the same one. Translation, leave it on the counter, I'll recook it later, because it has to be his way. And anyone who has ever met this man knows how inflexible and tough he is. He started smoking tobacco when he was 13 years old in Haiti, and he was a very, very heavy smoker. When he moved to Canada in the 1980s, he had this constant cough that would not go away. So he went to consult a doctor, he got an x-ray done, and afterwards the doctor told him, sir, you're going to have to stop smoking or you're going to die. And then he showed my grandfather what his lungs looked like and what the lungs of a healthy or non-smoker looked like. When my grandfather saw that, he goes, those are my lungs? And that's what they're supposed to look like? The doctor said, yes, sir. Grandfather said nothing else. When my mom dropped him off back home, he told her, take the curtains, wash them, get that smell out of the house, take all those boxes, because he had boxes of cigars and cigarettes that were generously provided by my family in the US that always came to the duty free. And he said, just get them out of my house. And just like that, he became a non-smoker because he had finally been made aware of something he did not realize before. Dear friends, I would like to invite you to reflect on this. Is there a need for you to shut down the noise so that you can take the first step towards making whatever change it is that you want to make in your life? Whether it's when you go for a walk, when you journal, when you meditate, in your moments of connection with God, or when you connect with nature, or just when you're alone and there's nobody in the house, or when everyone is asleep and you just stand still in your mind and connect with your emotions. Give yourself the permission to feel and to be uncomfortable in what emerges, if possible. And it is when you become aware of a need to change something that the process can finally begin. Meet me next week for the part 2 of the series, Are You Tired of Being Tired? I hope you found this content helpful. Please let me know if you liked it or if you feel I can improve something. And also, is there something that spoke to you more than the rest or something that you strongly disagreed with? Let me know. I read and respond to every single one of the comments. And if you feel this could help someone else, share the love. See you in the next video.